So this booklet is revision booklet 5, which goes through the mean, median and mode from a frequency table. Cumulative frequencies, scatter graphs and frequency polygons are the other titles in the booklet. So I'm actually going to write on this booklet, and let's just hope I don't make any mistakes, because I can't be bothered to write in the book. Rather write in the booklet. So simplify y squared times y. Well, that's the same as y times y times y, which is y cubed. Question 2 is m to the power of 31 times m to the power of 5. All you do is you add the indices. So that's going to be m to the power of 36. Question 3 is simplify y to the power of 7 divided by y squared. And when you're dividing questions with the same bases but different indices, all we do is take away the powers. So we've got y to the power of 7 minus 2, which is y to the power of 5. Question 4 is a to the power of 10 divided by a to the power of 4, which is a to the power of 6. And the next one is t to the power of 8 divided by t to the power of 3. This line just means divide, obviously, so that's going to be t to the power of 5. Question 6 is evaluate x to the power of 0. So the difference between simplify and evaluate is evaluate actually wants a numerical answer. So they want the value of. So evaluate means they want the value of x to the power of 0. Simplify means you don't necessarily have to give a number answer. You can just give an answer like t to the power of 5, because you can't really work out t to the power of 5 because you don't know what t is. But evaluate x to the power of 0 means it's going to be a number answer. And anything to the power of 0 is 1. So x to the power of 0 is 1, and obviously 12 to the power of 0 will also be 1. Simplify m to the power of 8 all squared. Well, that's the same as m to the power of 8 times m to the power of 8, which is just m to the power of 16. Or you could just times the 8 and the 2 to get the answer, which is what we'll do to the next one, which will be n to the power of 27. And then 6 cubed, that is 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, so it's going to be 36 times 6, and let's hope I don't make a mistake here. It's going to be 36 times 6. 6 times 30 is 180. 6 times 6 is 36. So 6 cubed is going to be 216. So 6 cubed is 216. Now evaluate 10 to the power of minus 2. That's the same as 1 over 10 squared. Okay, so the minus here just means 1 over. It doesn't mean minus, it just means 1 over. So that's going to be 1 over 100. Okay. Question 12 is expand and simplify this. So if I expand this bracket, then I expand this bracket and I'll collect it all together. So if I expand this bracket, I'm going to get 36x plus 30 plus 24x plus 24. If I put all the x's together, I've got 36 plus 24, which is 60x, and I got 30 plus 24, which is 54. I'm going to write in pen because I prefer writing in pen, I think. So the answer is 60x plus 54, because I've collected the 36x and the 24x and the 30 and the 24. Same again here, expand and simplify. That's going to be 56x plus 14, and then minus 33x minus 6. If I collect all together, 56x take away 33x is, I shouldn't use a calculator, I should work this out in my head. 23x. Yep, So 23x, and then 14 take away 6 is plus 8. It's a positive 8. So question 14 I'm going to do in the book, just because there's a bit of work I have to do, and I'd like to show it in full. So question 14 is write down, in terms of n, the nth term of the following sequence, and I got 12, 19, 26 and 33. So in terms of n just means write down the general rule where n represents the number of the sequence. So the first term n will be 1, second term n will be 2. What formula will provide us with the number in the pattern? So I wrote this sequence down here. All we do is we work with the gap between, and if the gap's consistent, that'll be the coefficient in front of n, or just the number in front of n. So the gap between here and here is plus 7, and plus 7. So it's going to be the 7 times table, so 7n. But the 7 times table is actually 7, 14, 21, and 28. So what we have to do to the 7 times table is, to get to 12, 19, 26, 33, is actually add 5. So 7n plus 5. And that's the nth term of the sequence. So question B on question 14 was work out the nth term of this sequence. And this is quite a tricky topic to go through actually, and probably even trickier through a video. But what I can tell you is that this is definitely going to be, the nth term is definitely going to be something squared. So n squared plus something else. Okay. So we've got to work out the nth root, and the answer is going to look something like an squared plus bn plus c. Okay, where a, b, and c are numbers. We haven't worked out what those numbers are yet, but they are definitely numbers that we have to work out. I'll show you the route of how to work it out, and hopefully you can follow through, and in class we'll go over it a few more times to make sure we can definitely do it. So if we work out what 2 times 6 is, 3 times 9, 4 times 12 and 5 times 15 is, we'll know the actual sequence. So that's going to be 12, 27, 48 and 75. Those are the 4 numbers in the sequence we've been given, and it goes on and on and on. Now we've got to work out the gap. Okay, this between here is 15, I think. Yep, 15. Then 48 take away 27 is 21, and then 75 take away 48 is 27. So we haven't got a consistent gap yet, okay, which means we've got to go to another level and work out the gap between 15, 21 and 27. Right, so we got 15 to 21 is 6 is plus 6, okay, so, and 21 to 27 is plus 27. Now, oh, sorry, it's not plus 27, it's plus 6. Right, so we know we're going to have an squared plus bn plus c. Now, whatever this number is 6 in this instance. It may be something else in any other question though. What we have to do to work out a, to work out the number in front of n squared, okay, is half this number. So I'll make a note here. We're going to halve it. Okay, half of 6 is 3, so it's going to be 3n squared plus bn plus c. So now we know what a is. Now we've got to work out b and c. And this is really quite a bizarre way of working it out, but it does work, and it's a nice way of working out really. So in the nth term, we know that this is the first term, so n is 1 here, n is 2 here, n is 3 here, and n is 4 here. And to work out c, okay, if we make n 0, we're going to have 0 plus c, giving us whatever the answer is. But we know it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we've got to go backwards to 0 to work out that. But we know the gap between this number and the next number is going to be 6. It's got a plus 6. A number plus 6 is 15, so that's going to be 9, because 9 plus 6 is 15. So the gap between 12 and this number that we don't know yet is 9. Well, that has to be 3, because 3 plus 9 is 12. So now we know what the formula would equal, what the nth term would equal if n was 0. So you got to bear with me. When n is 0, we've got 3 times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c equals 3. Well, anything times 0 is 0, so the 3 and the b cancels out, so we've got c equals 3. So we now know, so far, we've got 3n squared plus bn plus 3. So far that's what we've got. We've got to work out b to work out the full nth term. Now, when n is 1, we know that the equation for the nth term is 12. Okay, so when n is 1, this tells us what n is. When n is 1, we know it's going to equal 12 because the first term is 12. So, if I replace n with 1, I've got 3 times 1 squared plus 1b, which is just b, plus 3, and it equals 12. So, we've got 3 times 1 squared is 3 plus b plus 3 equals 12. So we've got b plus 6 equals 12. If that's clear enough for you. B plus 6 is 12, so B is obviously 6. So we've got, thanks for bearing with me because this is a tricky topic to teach over the video, 3n squared plus 6n plus 3. And that's the nth term of this sequence, or better yet, this sequence. So the nth term of this sequence is 3n squared plus 6n plus 3. And the nth term of this one was as simple as 7n plus 5. So question 15 of the starter is write down in terms of n the nth term of the following sequence: 4, 2, 0 and minus 2. Now, I wrote the numbers down here. We've got to find the pattern, the gap. So between 4 and 2 we've got to take away 2, between 2 and 0 we've got to take away 2, and between 0 and minus 2 we've got to take away 2. So that's easy enough now. We know it's going to be minus 2n. The pattern's going to be minus 2n something though, because the minus 2 times table is minus 2, minus 4, minus 6 and minus 8. So what do we have to do to minus 2 to get to 4? Well, we've got to add 6 every time. So the nth term is minus 2n plus 6. Question B again is a messy question. We've got to find the nth term of 8 times 2, 7 times 4, 6 times 6 and 5 times 8. So we have to work out what these numbers are, which is, I wrote it down in the book, 16, 28, 36 and 40. So n, when n is 1, we've got 16. When n is 2, we've got 28, 3 and 4. And this is going to help us working out c in the question later on, in the nth term. And we know that the nth term, when we've got such an ugly sequence like this, it's going to be an squared plus bn plus c. And we've got to work out a, b and c. So the gap between here and here, here and here, and here and here, the gap is 12, then 8 and then 4. So we haven't got a consistent one yet, but from here to here we've got to take away 4, from here to here we've got to take away 4 again. So we're going to have to half this. I'll write a note on that to work out a. To work out a. So half of minus 4 is minus 2. So minus 2 n squared plus bn plus c. Now we can work out c by replacing n with 0. But to do that, we have to go backwards again. So when n is 0, well, when n is 0, the gap is still going to be minus 4. So something minus 4 is 12, that's going to be 16. And then something plus 16 is 16, that's going to be 0. So when n is 0, we've got minus 2 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c equals 0. Well, that cancels out and that cancels out because anything times 0 is 0. So we've got c equals 0, which is a little bit easier for us. So we've got minus 2n squared plus bn plus 0. So we don't really need to add that now. So what we've got to do now is replace n with 1. And we can work out that when n is 1, the nth term equals 16 from here. So minus 2 1 squared plus b times 1 equals 16. So minus 2 times 1 squared. 1 squared is 1 times minus 2 is minus 2 plus b equals 16. So minus 2 plus b equals 16. So b equals 16 plus 2. So b equals 18. So to go back to the answer, we've got minus 2n squared, because we knew that, plus 18n plus nothing is the nth term. So the nth term is minus 2n squared plus 18n. Question 16 is change 7.69 meters cubed into centimeters cubed. And that is, we convert meters into centimeters, which is 100, and then we cube it because we're working with cubes, because we're working in volume. So we've got 7.69 multiplied by the conversion to the power of the dimension. So that's going to be 100 cubed, which is, I believe, 1 million. It's going to be, I think that's right there. Yeah, that's right. So I've got 769 0 0 0 0 7,690,000 centimeters cubed. So question 17 is very similar to question 16, and that's change 21.1 meters cubed into centimeters cubed. So we're going to multiply 21.1 by the conversion of meters to centimeters cubed, because we're working with volume. So it's going to be 21.8 times by conversion, which is 100. Got to multiply by 100, go from meters to centimeters, and then cubed because we're working with volume. If it was area, it'd be squared, but it's volume, so it's cubed. And that's going to be 21,800,000. Question 18 is share 540 into the ratio of 3 to 2. So that's 540, we've got to work out one part, which is 540 divided by 5, which is going to be 108. And then we're going to multiply that by 3, which is going to be 324, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. And then 108 times 2 for the other part, and that's going to be 216. Added together makes 540. So yeah, that's right. So we've got 300 and we've got 324 to £216 as the answer to that one. And the final question is share, I'll write underneath so there's a bit more space, share 390 into 5 to 8, so that's going to be 13 parts in total. So 390 divided by 13 parts, I think that's 30. Yeah, that's right. So one part, just to be clear, one part equals £30. So 5 parts is going to be 5 times 30, which is £150, to 30 times 8, which is £240. Added together makes £390, so yeah, we've split it properly.